Hello and welcome to my channel. Today's video we are going to be talking all things workplace drama. So if you do like my videos, then please support them by giving them a like, a comment and subscribing. But you can also ring the notification bell so that you can get notifications for every time that I post. But I wanted to talk about today's topic because I have had a lot of interesting things happen to me. I've had quite a few jobs. Not quite a few, but more than average than my age, I would say. Well, I'm sure there's a lot of people which could beat me. I've had quite a few jobs in my day, but anyway, I am just gonna get into it. I actually do quickly want to mention that I am gonna be setting myself a task for posting more videos for the next 6 days-ish. Just so that I would have been posting for a week consistently. But yeah, just look out for a video every day around 5 o'clock-ish. Yeah, it may not be around 5 o'clock, but yeah, it will be roughly around 5 o'clock every single day. So if you enjoy my videos, then make sure you go and check that out. Yeah, I'm gonna start with the first one. So I used to work in a drugstore, and not a drugstore like a place that you buy drugs. I mean a retail place a retail store in the UK. We call them drugstores. Does everyone call them drugstores? I don't really know. But anyway, yeah, so I used to work at this drugstore and it was just filled with so many hateful women. So many women that just, all they wanted to do was hate on people all day. So there was a lot of times where they would talk about me or other people that were working whilst you were talking to customers, or if you were just doing anything else, and we would talk to each other like on these headsets, and so obviously that's how I could hear that they were talking about me. But yeah, it was very bitchy. And then another time that another thing that they used to do is they used to talk about customers on the headset as well. So say you walked in and they didn't like what you were wearing, or if you looked a funny way to them, or just, yeah, they just would rip into other people and customers and people that they actually don't even really know, and it doesn't really concern them. But they would also talk about whether they thought that they would steal or not. They were just like, oh, that person looks like they would be a person that's gonna steal, like keep an eye on them, and just really horrible stuff that I can't be bothered for. Why does it bother you that person, like, we all have different struggles and we all have bad days. What if they were having a bad day? I mean, I do not look as fresh as I have in my other videos today, but does not mean that I don't still slay. But anyway, on to the next one. So these kind of like aren't all in order as well. Like, they're not in order of like my jobs, but yeah, I'm just saying little workplace dramas I'm just saying the dramas because I can. Anyway, so at an ice cream place that I worked at, a boy asked me to spit in it. When I asked him, is there anything else that you want? He asked me to spit in his ice cream. And I just thought, wow, I just love it when I'm just trying to do my job and I'm being sexualized, because it happens quite often. That's not a good thing, but just letting you know, it happens often. Not to just me, to many people, not just men doing it, it's women as well. But anyway, another one is when I used to work on dishwash with somebody who was kind of like in their 60s. He once pulled up my apron. I think we were just like having a conversation like on the stairs about cleaning products, and he didn't speak very well like English, but you know, we used to communicate easily. But then there was just a time where he just, I don't know, he said something and I didn't really quite stand him, and then he just like pulled at the string and I was just like, what are you doing? And I did report it to management, but they didn't actually do anything about it because he had worked there for a while. So they were like, we aren't going to do anything because although it was weird what he did, we can't actually afford to lose him. So I left that job. Another workplace drama that I have had is I worked in this kind of cafe van. So I'd be serving coffees, cakes, food, and there would be like little tables outside, and there was like a no strict smoking policy, but I could smoke behind the van. And one day my boss found a cigarette in the sink and she blamed it on me. And I knew that I wouldn't have done that, because why would I smoke in the van when I could just exit the van and smoke right behind it? I'm not that type of person. I don't know why she assumed that I had done that. But my theory is that a customer was smoking, put it in the cup, I've washed out the cup, thrown it down the sink, and that's how it's got down there, because there's no other way that I would have done that. It's just, yeah, crazy stuff. But she wouldn't believe me, so I left the job and I got a job across the road, and that was that. But no, on to the next one. So this one's not necessarily a workplace drama, but it's a crazy thing that a workplace has done to me. So when I used to work at one of the supermarket, I got paid 26p for my my monthly wages. And I just thought, who put that in as 26p and said that's a nice amount to give somebody for the month? Who actually typed that in and thought, yeah, 26p is the right amount to pay somebody? And then after that, it took them 2 weeks to sort it out. A week of me trying to get a hold of them, because I didn't work all the time then, because I was like in school or college or whatever it was. But yeah, then it took them another week to actually be able to send it, which is, I just didn't really understand why that was the case. But anyway, after that, I realised, well, because it wasn't just the 26p, the next month was like £2.60 or something, and I was just like, someone's playing a joke on me. Someone's actually playing a joke on me. And I just got really fed up because it took another 2 weeks for them to sort it out. So I quit that job, and now I am gonna tell the next one. But when I was 16, I used to work at this other shop, or we'll go with shop. I don't want to like give away all the places that I've worked, just because I just don't want to rip them off as brands or companies, because it's not necessarily their fault, it's just the types of people that I work with. But anyway, when I worked in this shop, a guy saw me cleaning. Like, I was cleaning during COVID the screens, and I was just, you know, cleaning away because there wasn't really much to do because it was COVID. And he was like, "Oh, you're good at that." And I was like, "Oh, thank you." And he was like, "You should come over to my flat and clean mine." And I just thought, okay, like, you are at least 10, 15 years older than me. And I went and told my mum about him because she used to work there too. And she said that he was very creepy, and, you know, I think she said she would punch him the next time she saw him. I know she obviously wouldn't be, you know, protective mother, because it's very wrong when I was 16 and he was probably like late 20s, asking me to go to his flat to clean it. It's just, it's not cute. But yeah, I think those are the only workplace dramas I can really say. Those are, well, there is more which I could say, but I think I will leave it there. I think I've explained enough of the weirdest yet interesting, yet I don't even know what to describe half the things I've talked about today. But yeah, if you like my videos, then make sure that you give this a like, and, well, give them a like, give this a little comment if you really enjoyed this, or if you have any workplace dramas that you want to spill, or if you want to maybe send in some dilemmas that you want me to talk about, or any workplace dramas that you want me to speak about, then obviously just let me know. But I will obviously be posting daily for the next week, and I think I'm gonna make it my day to post officially every Sunday. But I will be obviously posting extra videos every so often. But yeah, I am loving my YouTube journey at the moment, even though there has been some downs about it, which I can definitely talk about in a video if you guys want to hear about it, want to see it. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I hope you enjoyed listening to me chat about all the weird things that happen in my life, which I think is going to be a reoccurring thing because a lot of weird things happen to me. So stay tuned for all of that, and I love you guys. Bye.